Chapter 10. Dangerous days are here!
Author's note. Hello, friends. Sorry this chapter took so long to post. But the instructor of my new writing class was kind enough to proofread it. I didn't take all of his suggestions, but I liked most of them, and I hope the wait was worth it. Oh, another thing, a few good-intentioned but misguided readers have expressed concern about my asking my husband's permission to take a class. Friends, it is not long ago that I would have thought the same thing. Culture told me that wifely submission was demeaning, and I believed it. All I will say is this. Read Created to Be His Helpmeet by Debbie Pearl. Life and Marriage, semicolon, close parentheses, changer.
Now, I believe my sister mentioned that she looked up this book on Amazon, and according to the reviews, it's about as full of shit as this author is.
What book?
The one that she just mentioned there. Created to Be His Helpmeet by Debbie Pearl.
Let's see. His Helpmeet, Debbie Pearl.
Anyway, I'll just get started reading here though. Hagrid lived in lovely little house on the edge of the Hogwarts campus. The little ones arrived right on time, and the delicious smell of tea and cookies was wafting outside. Smiling in anticipation, they knocked on the door. Oh my god, I just called him Hagrid. That was obviously completely wrong. But not Hagrid opened the door and beamed down at them. And then there's a Hagrid line, so...
Right, sorry, I was reading the reviews for this book. Welcome, Harry. I'm so glad you could come. And you brought friends.
So, do the reviews indicate that that book is also full of shit?
Top review on this page. 1 star. Evil. Debbie Pearl states that if your husband molests your children, you should call the authorities and have him do time in prison. Then when he gets out, you should welcome him home with loving arms, because God hates divorce without exception. Let me get this straight.
Okay, that's about everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
Indeed I did, Not Harry said and gestured to the upstanding young fellow to his left. This is Dean Thomas, a Gryffindor hat. Pleased to meet you, not Dean Thomas said intelligently. Not Hagrid smiled at the little one, impressed. This is Hermione, another Gryffindor hat, Not Harry said, motioning towards the girl to his right. Not Hermione smiled shyly and waved. Charmed, Not Hagrid waved back. And this is Ronald, Not Harry said. Oh my god, she used the word said! Actually, she did that in 2 paragraphs ago too. Oh my god, this is amazing. Actually, she's doing it a lot in this chapter. Also, I would perhaps point out the irony that I am a self-proclaimed atheist, yet I'm still using oh my god, but the English language is kind of hard to work around if one is actively trying to avoid referencing God.
Well, again, we go back to chapter 1 and talking about he's a little boy in white American suburbia who's never heard of Jesus.
So, not Ronald looked up sheepishly from where he stood behind the trio. He could sense that not Hagrid was truly a man of the Lord, in a way that no one in his family, or perhaps the entire Slytherin hat, was. To be in the presence of such a piety was humbling for a little one such as this. So it's like not Ron here is actively aware that his way of looking at things are wrong. Palm face. Not Hagrid noticed the green and black hat, but didn't comment. Instead, with true mercy and compassion, he opened the door wide to all of them.
Glad to meet all of you. Please, come in.
The 4 little ones filed in. The inside of Not Hagrid's house was tastefully decorated. The curtains were plaid, the walls were wood, and a bear rug covered the floor in front of the fireplace. Mounted above the mantelpiece, in a place of pride for all to see, was a moose's head. The oaken table in the centre of the kitchen was set for 5, and the kettle on the stove was just starting to sing.
Again, I think that Hagrid's just a woodsman lumberjack in this story.
And you know, didn't chapter 1 basically demonize Vernon for being a man who is cooking?
Well, it's okay because Hagrid has the manliest house you could ever imagine.
Oh.
Besides, he doesn't have a wife, so he still does have to provide for his guests.
Oh. This is a nice place you have, not Harry commented. It really is. Not Dean Thomas said intelligently. Not Hagrid grinned with pride.
Thank you. I live by John 15:19, of course, but I do try to keep it tidy.
Okay, John 15:19. If ye were in the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
How does that have to do with his household decor?
I don't know. Not Harry, not Dean Thomas, and not Hermione nodded knowingly. In a few minutes, they were all seated at the table while not Hagrid passed out his famous chocolate chip cookies. They munched on the delicious morsels as not Hagrid poured the tea.
How's school going?
Not Hagrid asked. Quite well, not Harry replied. Just then, the timer buzzed. More cookies! The little ones cried in delight as not Hagrid got up to get them. While not Hagrid was getting the cookies, not Harry's eyes fell on a newspaper Hagrid had left open. The headline on the front page read, Voldemort spotted at Hogwarts!
Huh, it must be the school paper.
Yes, because I don't see any other reason why that would be on there. Would you look at that? Not Dean Thomas murmured observantly, picking up the paper and scanning it. As he read, he whispered the article's terrible words. Voldemort was spotted by several students yesterday at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. This is the man who is trying to put a bill through Congress to stop Christians from practicing their beliefs. If passed, homeschooling will be illegal, Christians will be put in jail, maybe even killed, unless they say the Bible says what Voldemort wanted to say.
That's the most ridiculous bill I've ever heard!
Yes, and I'm noticing that due to the way this is formatted, it's like the quote technically ends at this next word here. So, saying Merry Christmas or hanging up the 10 Commandments will put you in a re-education program. Period. And that's basically how it was formatted. Merry Christmas and re-education program were not part of his quote. When not Dean Thomas was finished, Hermione burst into tears. I mean,
that's all
not
she does
Hermione
in the story.
burst into tears.
All she does in this story is cry. That's all she's intended to do.
Well, of course, she is a woman. A Christian woman at that. They are not allowed to be independent and strong and stuff. Not Harry gave her hair an innocent, friendly pat.
How could anyone be so angry at God?
Not Hermione sobbed. I don't know, not Harry declared tentatively. He's a horrible person! Not Dean Thomas nodded sagely and muttered to himself in disgust. First they try to change the Pledge of Allegiance. Now they don't want us to be Christians. Next they'll be killing us all. It's a bad time to be a true Christian in America.
The only reason why Under God is in the Pledge of Allegiance is so that we could prove to the world that we were, not communists during the Cold War. That's a modern development.
Well, do you honestly expect this author to know that?
Nope.
Not Ronald sat in guilty silence as he watched his new friends fearing for the future. He was beginning to wonder just what sort of hat it was that he had chosen.
Ron, if you openly think that what you believe in is wrong, then change it! Stop angsting about it!
Yes.
I mean, okay, you do have family pressure. That is understandable. But other than that... This story, man.
This story indeed.